So without further ado, I'd like to kick off today's ceremonies with a guest performance from Mukado Taiko. So take it away.
Thank you very much. And I just want to thank the Mikado Taiko band for getting our blood pumping here with the drumming. So thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause. And also, please give the Quattro Quartet, our jazz band, a round of applause. Thank you for giving us some early morning music. So welcome and good morning, everyone. I'm Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein, and it's great to see so many of you people enjoying a beautiful sunny day. Good thing it's not tomorrow, where we're finally getting a little bit of rain. But before we begin, I just want to acknowledge a few people in the audience today, and we have quite a few people to acknowledge. First up is our Vice Mayor Cisneros. Let's give her a round of applause. Councilmember Glenn Hendricks. Councilmember Gustav Larson. Councilmember Tony Spitaleri. Councilmember Russ Melton. And Councilmember Dean has some car difficulties, so he may be here, he may not, so we'll see. And then let me acknowledge the board and commission members that are here. We'll be doing a quick honoring of them later today, but let me just go through our board and commission members. From the Arts Commission, Donna Eskridge. From the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission, Tim Wee. From the Heritage Preservation Commission, Pamela Sharma. Pamela. From the Housing and Human Services Commission, first Linda Sell and Council Member-elect Linda Sell. Scott Duncan. Thank you, Scott. And Sue Harrison. I didn't see Sue. Oh, good to see you, Sue. From the Personnel Board, Barbara Schmidt. There we go. From the Sustainability Commission, Murli Srinivasan. Murli's here. And former council members, we have Council Member Jim Davis, former Vice Mayor, former Mayor Julia Miller, and on the El Camino Health Board, and former Mayor Pat Verreter, which I saw. There she is. And then as far as outgoing board and commission members, we had, and actually, former council member Tara Martin-Milius is also here. Thank you. I think that's it for that. Santa Clara County Supervisors, we have our former mayor and supervisor, Otto Lee. From our state representation, we have Evan Lowe, our new soon-to-be assembly member. Josh Becker, we have, thank you, Alex. Alex is here for Josh Becker's office. And then from the school district chairs, we have Rosa Kim from Fremont Union. Naomi Matsumoto, Nakano Matsumoto. Roy Rockland. And Jeff Moe. I saw Jeff somewhere here. And then from our city leadership, we have quite a few because this is a city event. Of course, first, our city manager, Kent Steffens. Our Chief of Public Safety, Fawn No. Thank you, Chief. Our City Attorney, John Nagel. There he is in the back. Our NOVA Director, Marlene Sessions. Our Deputy City Manager, Jackie Guzman. I saw her come in. There she is. Our ESD Director, Romana and I can never do your last name, Chamakanda. Our Assistant City Manager, Terry Silva. Hey, Terry. And our HR Director, Tina Murphy. And if I missed anyone, please stand up and say, Tim Kirby. Sorry about that. Our Finance Director, Tim Kirby. And I saw him earlier. So thank you for everyone who's here. Hopefully we caught everyone, but if there's anyone else, just speak up as we go through this event, and hopefully we'll have another council member show up soon. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge our city team. It's really a big effort to get to this day. Staff from multiple departments coordinate over multiple weeks, multiple months to make sure that this is a great day. If you were involved in that, please stand up and give them a round of applause, because we couldn't be here without all their hard work. And I see at least the mayor for Cupertino in the back, Darcy Paul. Thank you. So we'll keep adding people as they trickle in. And I just want to say, thanks to staff, you picked a perfect day. Tomorrow it's going to be raining. Last week it was, of course, 100 degrees. So I think we pretty much picked the perfect weekend to do this event. And I would now, of course, like to welcome a special guest, our Poet Laureate for Santa Clara County, Tashaka Campbell. And this is one of the things that I wanted to add this year, is a little bit of poetry to kick us off. Chaka, there you are. Come to the stage. And he will read an original poem that he wrote for today's event.
How is everyone? We can do better than that. It's a beautiful day out here. We can do better than that. How is everyone? Wonderful. Great. All right. So I'm very honored and humbled to be invited here today. As the mayor said, my name is Shaka Campbell. I am the current Santa Clara County Poet Laureate. Before I do anything, whenever I'm in this space or any space, I do start with acknowledging the fact that we're on the grounds of the Ohlone people. So I just want to make sure that we acknowledge that. The other piece I want to say is I said Poet Laureate and not Singing Laureate. It'll make sense in a moment. Okay. I decided what I wanted to do is work with we've been through a lot in the last 2.5, 3 years. But then there's also a lot of resilience that we've seen during that time and since that time. So I just wanted to do a piece about what we've been through and how we come out of it. Sun up in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting in on by, you know how I feel. And then there was the outside left empty. It was a retreat from the asphalt. The roads had eaten themselves, and only then could we hear the language the outside sung to its young. The yawn of the day breaking into dewdrops like a secret that couldn't be tamed, and we saw how the leaves danced now that they shed their human husks, how they play fought with the wind again and again, falling into a portrait of untethered landscape attached to nothing but themselves. Meanwhile, you and I, our bodies became a house of windows looking for a new view of the world and aching to end the silence. In the quiet, we heard the royal road whispering its birth name to the 101 as El Camino Real, El Camino Real, El Camino Real. We had to swallow ourselves in half so as to not and not appear to have consumed too much of the days gone. We were forced to chew our dreams till they were just liquid wishes floating across a field of barbed wire, but we dreamed and we dared to dream nonetheless. We treated them like secrets, like redwoods that grew whispers who lost themselves to the wind once bloomed, and then there were the names. The names came like an avalanche of distraught. These names swimming homeless in each nightmare renamed normal, every dawn with a different dog tag tethered to a new eulogy, written in scripted COVID, in hate, in underlying conditions, in places that hold on to loss as breathing normal. But it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm choosing us. We are choosing us. Because after the normal settled and the earth fingered its roots back together to drink and nourish, we tightened our hugs because we choose to. Because the space beneath us heaves when we are hummingbird to flower, unsheathed. We are toddlers again, turning pages at Bookosaurus and learning how to split hairs into creation stories. We are at the beam scene, stirring dreams into action and pouring hope down our throats. We were better than this thing that was given to us without warning, without peril. We would not look over the precipice to purpose. And we found purpose, all of us. The same purpose for which the city is steeped in, the same rebellion blood that gallops our veins is in every stride we gain closer to the we were and are, and in this is us, and as us we are readied for the new year. We are readied for the new challenges ahead. We will ride them into the future till their skeletons break, and the chance get us into a spell of wishes that deserves our magic, our human magic, because we are stronger than the menu of outcomes that we're allowed to pluck life from, and we together are more. We together are more because of it, because we choose it, because our hearts will smile, and those with questions still on their tongues will receive the light of a dying galaxy trapped in a kiss, and it will disappear into their heartbreaks like a coddled storm to let fear in them know that we are eternity. This city is eternity. And together we will turn those scars to nostalgia and show ourselves how to heal. Because it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And we will reclaim the whole us. From Adrena Benner in 1924 to Larry Klein on the city hall doors, both representatives of a city named after the sun in 1901, from the sweet nectar of orchids to the sweet children etching their heights in door frames of the homes that replaced them. We are 3'6" and rising. We are 4'5" and rising, 5'4" and more, and you will be Sunnyvale evermore, because today we are together here, face to face, the inheritance of a joyful space, and we will watch together, sharing the air in with each other. As birds are flying high, you know how I feel. Sun up in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me in Sunnyvale. And I'm feeling good. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Now that's a hard act to follow. And so don't expect any singing as part of my State of the City address. Shaka, please give another round of applause to Shaka. Amazing performance. And He's our poet laureate for the county for, I think, another year, 2 years. So hopefully we'll have you back next year. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's truly a wonderful day, and I'm grateful to be here. After 2 years of being virtual or having limited, some sort of reduced guest list, it's especially wonderful to be back in person and see so many smiling faces here. And what a year it's been. It's been another year of masks. Everyone has their mask handy. Another year of variants and boosters and, of course, grows. But slowly but surely, we've been able to resume normal activities and routines here in the city, adopting, as always, to the county health orders and how they keep changing. But fortunately, we've made excellent progress during the pandemic. As of this month, from the county standpoint, almost 90% of those over 5 are fully vaccinated, and almost 70% have received a booster dose. So, and go get your boosters. New boosters are out there. They're now being delivered. But these milestones have really helped us weather the variants and the storm that's occurred to us, and it's kept the case counts low so that we could start lifting restrictions and having these in-person events again. This is truly a remarkable accomplishment, and our county is the leader across the nation for counties its size. So thank you. Please give yourselves a round of applause. We could not be here without everyone's hard effort. And it's my sincere hope that we stay on this path and moving towards the goal of restoring our communities to a safe new normal, whatever that normal might be. If our hard work and resilience this past year is any indication, I'm sure that we can and we will get to a better new normal. So through it all, our city staff have continued to adapt and respond. They found creative and resourceful ways to provide services and keep our projects moving, whether working from home, in the office, or in the field. Some of the work and more visible reminders of this major investment in our infrastructure and our recreational facilities keep moving forward. For starters, we've been fortunate enough to open not one, but 2 city parks this year. In April, we celebrated the grand reopening of Fair Oaks Park. After a $16 million renovation, visitors are now enjoying an upgraded amenities at this park with new picnic grounds, lighted athletic fields, and basketball courts. And of course, one of the brightest futures of this is the new Magical Bridge Playground, designed and built by our partners at the Magical Bridge Foundation who are here. This is the city's first inclusive playground with equipment and for all park users, no matter what their physical abilities or their cognitive abilities. We're always delighted to have opened new parks, and we also opened Molecma Park in July. This is a beautiful 6.5-acre park that sits on the former AMD campus and has many new amenities, including a multi-use field, playground, a dog park, and it was named Molecma, which means the people for the Ohlone people who inhabited these lands long before us. After members of the Molecma tribe came to council and talked about their ancestral heritage, council selected that name to honor that tribe and their rich history of managing this land. But these parks are yet another accomplishment of our Parks Master Plan, Sunnyvale's roadmap to invest $200 million over 20 years to renovate all of our parks. And actually, we've opened quite a few new parks in that same time. These parks are playful destinations for families here in Sunnyvale and from around the Bay Area. So thanks especially to our Parks Division for keeping these parks in a wonderful condition and a place for people to get out and enjoy the good weather and get away from the pandemic of sheltering in place. So looking ahead, we're also continuing our plans to renovate the nearby community center grounds. We received lots of community input so far of what features and amenities people would like to see. And that includes a playground, event spaces, and improved pathways and trails. The team has been working on updated designs, and we are presenting them at a community meeting next week for additional feedback. And watch our social media feed so that you can get that input. And after council approves a final design concept next year, the project is scheduled to start construction in 2024. We'll also soon be underway with the process to renovate the facilities at Lakewood Park, with preliminary designs work beginning this fall. Planned improvements will be installing an all-inclusive playground equipment that thanks to the grant from the county, so thank you, county. We'll also be updating the skate park, the water features, replace the athletic field with synthetic turf, and add a new dog park as well as a new restroom building. But parks, of course, are not the only shining stars in Sunnyvale. We'll also have numerous projects in the works to improve Sunnyvale's bike and pedestrian facilities. Let me just share a few of those highlights. We're collaborating with the city of Mountain View to complete 2 new segments of the Stevens Creek Trail, which is part of the long-term vision to extend the trail from the bay to the Pacific Ocean. One of those 2 segments are constructed. Once those 2 segments are constructed, we'll be able to travel north from Fremont Avenue all the way to the bay by walking, by running, by bike, and completely separate from cars and vehicular traffic. So we've already started the preliminary design from the Remington to Fremont section, which is Sunnyvale's portion. And we're in the process of securing a certain amount of funding for that construction. This includes working with our congressional representatives for finding that funding. And so thank you, Congressman Khanna, who's not here, for assisting us with making sure that earmarking a certain funding to make sure that our portion of the trail ends up being complete. And thanks to state parks and rec funding, another multi-use path, a personal favorite, is in the planning stages, and that's for the Evelyn Avenue trail between Matilda and Bernardo. It's a 2-way separated path that will connect Sunnyvale's downtown to our city limits, and we'll continue to work with Mountain View to make sure that continues all the way to Mountain View's downtown. So this will ultimately provide a commute and recreational link between our 2 cities, and of course the 2 transportation hubs for both of our cities. Our council also recently accepted county Measure B funds and $1 million in voluntary contribution from Google. So thank you, Google. These funds will go towards a 6-mile shared use path along our East Channel, and which will one day connect, basically create a new trail from Homestead all the way to the bay for people that want to bike and walk and run through our city without actually having to interface with cars. So these are fantastic improvements that we've been looking at. And of course, we continue to leverage VTA and MTC funding for other bike and pedestrian improvements throughout our city. For example, this past fall, we installed the pedestrian scramble signal. So I don't know how many of you have seen that. It's on Homestead Road, right by Homestead High School. This type of signal provides a dedicated pedestrian crossing, which makes it much safer for students as they're going to school and crossing Homestead Road. We've also been working with Mountain View on an underpass at Bernardo to provide a separate pathway for bicyclists and pedestrians beneath the Caltrain tracks as well as Central Expressway. Our plan is to select an alternative later this year and go into final design work next year. And finally, a week ago, Council selected the first of 2 alternatives for the Caltrain grade separation. This is the jug handle at the Mary Avenue. This project ultimately plans to lower Sunnyvale Avenue and Mary Avenues beneath the Caltrain tracks to improve safety and reduce noise, of course, from the trains, and reduce delays for travelers at these intersections. So both options would be great improvements for bicyclists and pedestrians as well. And the environmental work can now proceed on the Mary Avenue portion, and council is scheduled to decide on Sunnyvale Avenue option later this month. And we're also excited about 3 major projects that will improve services to our community. The first, of course, is our Clean Water Program. The Clean Water Program is the largest capital improvement project in the city's history and will rebuild our wastewater treatment plant over the course of 20 years. And the importance of that program cannot be overstated. You know, it helps us to meet ever more stringent environmental and regulatory standards and allow us to be more resilient and efficient operationally. And it will also promote the resource recovery from gathering our own power, generating our own power from from waste gases and producing recycled water. Now, after several years of design and construction, we're about to commission the new primary treatment headworks, which is the workhorse of the plant, and we're already underway with preparing the site for the next project, which focuses on the secondary treatment phase, and it is scheduled to begin construction early next year. And of course, the Lakewood Branch Library and Learning Center is the second exciting project that will create a new branch library right here in Sunnyvale in the north part of our city. You know, the city, the Sunnyvale School District, and the Fremont Union High School District will jointly use this 20,000 square foot facility as a primary resource for literacy, learning, and wellness activities in Sunnyvale. You know, the design for this fabulous facility has already been completed, and we're now going through the permitting process, and we expect the project to bid out for construction later this year and on track for opening up in the public in late 2024. So that's the second project. The third major project is, of course, modernizing our Civic Center campus. And that's underway, and it's been one of council's strategic positions. The first phase includes our new city hall, and in addition on to our public safety headquarters, which contains a much-needed permanent emergency operations center. Construction has already been moving at a rapid pace under COVID and is now nearing completion. In fact, we are celebrating the opening of the Public Safety Addition later this month, and the interior renovations to the headquarters building will then follow next year. City staff are preparing to move into our beautiful new 4-story City Hall, topped with solar panels and nestled among the redwoods later this winter. We'll then demolish the old buildings, the old City Hall, the annex, the portable buildings, and the rabbit hutches across the street, and add, once complete, we'll have landscaping and other exterior elements. When complete, the campus will have 6 acres of new open space here in the city next to the new City Hall. Yeah. And ultimately, both buildings are models for our sustainable infrastructure. Both the City Hall and the Public Safety Building are all electric buildings. The Public Safety Building is LEED Gold equivalent, and the new City Hall will be net zero energy and certified LEED Platinum. Yeah. And to our knowledge, this is the first City Hall in the nation to achieve this environmental accomplishment. So, and that's ultimately, that's part of council's strategic priorities of being an environmental leader and accelerating our climate action, which is one of the perfect examples in looking at that new City Hall. Last year, I was able to share that our annual greenhouse gas inventory showed us an amazing 44% reduction in emissions compared to the 1990 levels. This is only 12% away from our 2030 goal of a 56% reduction. Our City Hall staff are now busy preparing to release new numbers for this past year. And as we continue gearing up for updates to our climate action playbook, which will happen early next year. Programs from the current playbook, such as the Sustainability Speaker Series, Drive Electric, and Cool Cooktops have been extremely popular with the residents. We're looking forward to continued participation from our community as we take the collective actions to sustain our positive progress in electrifying everything. The city will continue to be to lead the charge as well. Pun intended there, but it's that strategic focus on sustainability which is critical. Thank you, Tara. For example, we've been collaborating with the Silicon Valley Clean Energy for a $1 million grant for the solar panels and the energy backup at the new City Hall, and another $328,000 from them for portable EV charging stations that we'll see over the next year. And we're also keeping more organic waste out of the landfill by expanding our food cycle program to our apartments citywide. And ultimately, the food cycle program that we implemented now almost 5 years ago has made a fantastic difference and actually reduced garbage rates a few years ago. So thank you to all of you for actually taking part in that program and keeping food waste out of our landfill. And we've negotiated long-term agreements for organics processing and smart station operations. These agreements will help us both reduce harmful methane gases and meet new state mandates, all while providing price stability for our customers. Accelerating climate change is an area that requires major policy initiatives. Another area is housing, which we've always been a key focus for the city, particularly affordable housing. In 2020, the city allocated $26 million of the city's housing mitigation funds towards almost 400 new affordable units in 3 separate projects. All 3 projects are making significant progress towards development. The first is a 90-unit project on city-owned property at Charles, Iowa, and Matilda. And it started construction in October last year and is planned to open next fall. Once constructed, this development will create new housing for Sunnyvale's low-income and developmentally disabled community members in a terrific location right near downtown. The second project is called Orchard Gardens. It's one of the first 2016 Measure A funded projects in Sunnyvale. When finished, it will provide 120 new and rehabilitated units affordable to lower-income residents. And construction is completed on that. Construction is expected to start on that next fall. And the third project is Sonora Court near the Lawrence Caltrain station. This will be 177 new units of lower income affordability, also on city-owned property. The team is securing funding for this project, and construction is scheduled to begin in 2024. And of course, this summer, the city released another $16 million in housing funds, which will be awarded in October. In addition to helping to fund and build affordable housing, we're also committed to continue to implement the city's housing strategy. This is our list of 13 strategies to serve a range of affordable and other housing needs. One of the biggest accomplishments this year was reaching an agreement with the owners of the 10 mobile home parks here in Sunnyvale. The agreement will help keep mobile homes as a more affordable housing option, especially to our seniors. It also serves to stabilize rent increases while offering a safety net to lower-income residents experiencing hardships. We're planning for more housing, and we're seeing it come to fruition. And in the last fiscal year alone, we've issued building permits for almost 900 new housing units, which includes over 60 accessory dwelling units. Yes. And that's in part because of zoning that council does and the hard work by our community development staff to make sure that our developers can actually build here. And council has adopted and updated the El Camino Precise Plan, and the Lawrence Station Area Plan. Both of these area plans increase housing potential by over 6,300 additional units in locations that are close to jobs, recreation, services, and most importantly, transportation. Moffett Park is yet another place where we're considering for a broader range of land use, including housing and retail. And at the direction of City Council, we are studying 20,000 housing units for this large neighborhood of the city, as well as 500,000 square feet of retail. We're continuing to engage with the community and stakeholders as we create a new vision for this important area of Sunnyvale. This past spring, we held study sessions on open space and land use, and the team is now preparing for 2 more sessions. Next week's session will focus on mobility, and then we'll address community benefits and affordable housing in October. I encourage everyone to participate as we explore how Moffett Park can become an ecological innovation district with a diverse mix of uses. And another important initiative is looking at how our city programs policies to support equity and inclusion. We've heard from many in our community who want to better understand and address inequities in Sunnyvale. As a result, City Council recently made equity, access, and inclusion our new strategic priority. This year, the city hired an equity, access, and inclusion manager and a consultant to help guide that effort. They're working with an internal team of city staff to develop approaches to ensure equity is an inherent part of our experiences here in Sunnyvale. You know, our hope is that we can help cultivate a culture of belonging where all members of our diverse community feel included, heard, and respected. These are important elements for our election process as well, which recently changed Sunnyvale's city council members. You know, following the election in November, our remaining at-large seats will complete the transition to district-based elections. You know, this election is also using the newly updated district boundary map adopted by the City Council in February. This new map reflects the latest census data and will be in place for the next 10 years until the census in 2030. You know, I want to especially thank everyone who participated in the redistricting process and especially those who served on our redistricting commission. After extensive citywide outreach, the community produced 25 different maps. And the redistricting commission refined and recommended 3 maps to council, which approved the preferred map in February. Your collective efforts help create our new electoral map and guide this process to a successful conclusion. So thank you. Please stand up if you served on the redistricting commission or you gave input. I know there are a few of you here. Please give them a round of applause. And now if there's one thing I know that most of us would vote for, of course, it would be completing a number of significant projects in Sunnyvale's downtown. This is another of the city's strategic priorities. And if you've seen the multiple cranes that are downtown in that area right now, you know we're making rapid progress. The City Line project, which is the former, of course, town center, has completed several milestones and is well into the next phase of construction. This past fall, the developer completed and opened Flats West, a new 5-story residential building with 75 apartments along Iowa Avenue. New businesses, Urban Plate, Pacific Catch, Nature's Ice Cream have just opened up this summer. And these tasty spots expand our dining options and join the wonderful lineup of restaurants that we have downtown. And of course, most of you know, the mayor really likes to eat, so I'm happy to enjoy and highlight those spots. The City Line team has also demolished the former Macy's building and is underway in building 2 7-story buildings that are office buildings and will have 2 levels of underground parking with ground floor shops and restaurants. And a block south of that at Tafe and Murphy, a new 12-story building will include almost 500 new residences, as well as retail shops, restaurants on the ground floor, and also has 2 levels of underground parking. This project will also include seeding, planting, and other improvements along the Redwood Square. And this area is already starting to take shape with 2 new beautiful pieces of art that just opened along McKinley Avenue earlier this week. Nearby, several other developers have projects under construction. Adjacent to Plaza del Sol on Altair Way, a new 7-story office building with 4 levels of underground parking is being built and planned for completion next spring. And west of Matilda on McKinley, the 5-story building sits atop a new Denny's restaurant that includes 75 apartments and, of course, underground parking. The apartments are open and almost fully leased already, and tenant improvements on the Denny's are happening on the ground floor and are planned to complete in spring of 2023. These projects are all guided by our updated downtown specific plan and are in keeping with the community's long-term vision for a vibrant, pedestrian-friendly environment that is a retail, economic, and entertainment center for Sunnyvale. I like to think that the downtown as the heart of a very vibrant city, which has once again been ranked among the top 10 safest cities in the nation. The partnership and the strong collaboration between the community and our public safety department is one of the keys for maintaining that national standing. We've also transitioned our crime reporting statistics this year to a national system that is more detailed and more robust. This improved data quality will help us maintain public transparency as well as aid with staffing decisions, crime reduction, and enforcement strategies. So in closing, we are all so fortunate to have had a year with many significant accomplishments while still responding to the ever-changing challenges of being in a pandemic. Our professional and dedicated city staff truly demonstrated how they can achieve a high bar of service, respond to complex challenges, and find creative solutions. I think we can all be very proud on how our city and our community have responded to adversity. So I thank everyone for persevering, for continuing to build community, and for enduring the sacrifices that we've all made. As we look ahead, there are still many unknowns and challenges, of course, but we will face them together with the same resilience that we've shown over the last year. I'm honored to be your mayor and to help lead our city along that path of recovery. So please stay safe and join me as we celebrate our accomplishments and work together to ensure the best possible future for Sunnyvale. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I saw a few people, new people in the audience that showed up. Let me just, I saw Chip Taylor, our Director of Public Works. And other people that I forgot, several school board members, Bridget Watson. I saw, oh yes, yes, thank you. And Patrick Ahrens, who is our president of the Foothill De Anza Board. I saw, and give me a few more names between the breaks, and I'll make sure I get to all of you. Let's go ahead and move to a very special part of today's ceremony, our community awards presentation. Recognizing and honoring the people who make our community a special place has been a Sunnyvale tradition now for over 40 years. We began this tradition in 1981 with just a single category, Distinguished Resident. Over the years, we've added new awards that allow us to recognize people, organizations, and businesses from many facets of our community. I know I speak for my fellow council members when I say that it is truly an honor to be able to give these awards to our winners today. And fortunately for us, we don't have to make the choices. That tough task falls to the committee of previous community award winners who recommend their choices for this year's recipients from the many wonderful list of nominees. So first, I'd like to thank that committee for their excellent work, as well as acknowledge everyone who was nominated. I'd also like to encourage you to nominate someone for future awards. I'm sure that we all know someone who is making a significant difference in our community throughout the year, and with their time, their talents, and of course, their commitment. You know, the nomination form is available year-round on the city's website, so please take time to recognize a special person for their contributions in our community. With that, let me introduce Vice Mayor Cisneros, who will be making our first presentation. And after the last presentation, I'll return to announce the Mayor's Award of Excellence. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good to see you all here. It's a great day, and this is, I feel, the very best part of this event is when we get to turn it back to you and talk about what really makes this city great. And it's every one of you that does incredible things every day that we don't necessarily see. So this is a great opportunity, and I'm honored to give the first award, which is a contribution to the arts, and this is being presented to Lydia Dukic. And would you like to just say just a couple words?
Of course. They told me I don't have to prepare the speech, okay?
Just a couple words, thank you.
Okay, I'm definitely deeply touched by nomination of my friends and family and my dancers and drummers, musicians, and definitely honored by this award. It's wonderful that City of Sunnyvale actually recognized residents with this community award. So thank you, City of Sunnyvale, so much, first of all. And I have to thank these are my dancers over there, my artists. So thank you. I'm deeply honored for this reward. And we were enjoying our dancing in Las Palmas Park. We even have shirts. So yeah, we kept our sanity and health under control during the pandemic. And we were enjoying music and dancing through UGEM Fitness. And the most important of all, we were promoting togetherness. So yeah, peace, love, unity, and acceptance for all. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, thank you.
That
You do great. You do great. And I just want to say that Lydia is a longtime resident of Sunnyvale who saw an opportunity during the pandemic to bring people together in a safe way. Her classes were a weekly opportunity for people to get together and foster a sense of community, get exercise, and build lasting friendships. These classes averaged 50 to 100 people. We see a bunch of them back there. And in addition to spreading the joy through dance, she also lifted up her peers in the arts. So thank you very much. And next, I will call up former Vice Mayor and former Mayor Glenn Hendricks.
Our next award is for Educator of the Year, which is being presented to Lindsay Choi. So could I ask her to come up? There you go. And I just want to say for all of these, let everybody be that enthusiastic for what's going on. And I'll just go ahead and say, if you want to move around so you can get pictures closer, that's cool too. Authentic, effervescent, and dynamic. These are all words used to describe Lindsay Choi, 7th grade science teacher and 8th grade avid advisor at Columbia Middle School. Lindsay's positive attitude and dedication to her students' success is clear at the moment you walk into her classroom. There you'll see students hard at work, collaborating on labs, participating in academic discussions, and engaging with the materials. It's a testament to her impact that students come back to visit her long after they've moved on. She's a campus leader, having served on the science leadership team as part of the AVID or Advanced via Individual Determination site team and teaching an AVID elective course. Lindsay is also the 7th grade lead responsible for facilitating the multi-tiered system of support, making sure all students receive the support they need. One consistent sentiment we've heard that Lindsay wears multiple hats. I'm sorry you don't have a hat on right now. Another hat she wears is organizing the Where Everyone Belongs program and the student leadership group, which has more than 30 8th grade students who manage and promote school spirit activities. For encouraging students to be the best version of themselves, and for her support of students and staff, her willingness to collaborate, and her ability to wear multiple hats without losing her head, I am pleased to present Lindsay Choi with Educator of the Year. Thank you very much. So that was Lindsay. And I need to double check, has Councilmember Dean showed up yet? If not, I'm going to pinch hit and you get to hear me again. Our next award is for High School Student of the Year. And this award is being presented to Natalia Esparza. As a student at Homestead High School, Natalia is an active and passionate advocate for her fellow students and is a leader in her community. As an immigrant, Natalia has overcome the difficulties not only from changing schools, but from changing countries. Her compassion is clear, and she draws on that experience to help others succeed and stand out in their high school careers. She is president of the Latinx Mentors, a school club that she restarted to help Latinx students at Homestead with their academics and pursuits of college. Natalia is intent on helping students of color succeed academically and to see college as a viable opportunity. To that end, she has organized a trip to San Jose State University to help her fellow students get a firsthand glimpse into the college experience. Natalia motivates others and sets an example through her actions. She is the member of Future Physicians of America, is on the Student Equity Task Force, and was accepted into Stanford's Medical Summer Youth Program. She is also the co-lead of the Sunnyvale chapter of Silicon Valley Youth Climate Action, where she has led a charge to advocate for climate change policy. She also finds time to be a student athlete on Homestead's water polo and swim teams. On top of all this, she is dedicated to her family and keeping her weekends as family time. For her leadership with and mentorship of fellow students, for her desire to help others and to be the inspiration she gives for them to succeed, I am pleased to present Natalia with the award for High School Student of the Year.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia Esparza, and I'm honored to have this award, and I'm very thankful for my dad and my sister to be here. I also want to thank my best friend Radhika, because she was the one that inspired me to win this award, and thank you all for being here. It's a true honor to be in your presence.
That's what we want to see, future leaders of America. And for our next speaker is going to be Councilmember Larson.
Hello. I am very pleased to be presenting our next award, which is the Award for Environmental Achievement, which is being presented to the Sunnyvale Youth Climate Action Team. And I'd like to invite the entire team to come up here and join me on the stage. So if you'd all come up, please. And they are on their way, so but we won't rush them. They do a lot of good work. And congratulations to Natalia. This is your second award in a row. Okay. So the Sunnyvale Youth Climate Action Team was formed 2 years ago as a chapter of Silicon Valley Youth Climate Action, and it has taken our community by storm. And goodness knows we need a refreshing storm. In the few years since being formed, the team has collaborated with more than 100 students, teachers, school administrators, adult advocates, and city and other government staff on impactful environmental leadership projects. The team of dedicated students has successfully advocated for a variety of new measures for the city of Sunnyvale, including more bike lanes and electric vehicle chargers. In 2020, the team organized and held a climate-centered candidates forum to help the community learn more about the candidates' stances on issues. Also, they created a curriculum on climate change that was presented to students at both Fremont and Homestead high schools. Now they're focused on bike lanes and partnered with Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition on a biking event that saw almost 100 students attend. Through their work and in collaboration with other organizations, the team helps students learn about advocacy and how to amplify their voices. Students on the team learn the power of partnerships and develop leadership skills and confidence as they interact with other community leaders. The impact on their peers has been enormous. Through collaboration with Homestead's Environmental Club and the National Honor Society, in addition to the video they created that has reached thousands of students, they have helped educate their peers on the impacts of climate change and what they can do to address the problem. For their passion, dedication, and commitment to climate literacy, community involvement, and government advocacy, for tackling a tough subject with tenacity and providing concrete solutions, making change within reach, I am pleased to present the Sunnyvale Youth Climate Action Team with the Environmental Achievement Award.
I'd just like to say we're really, really honored to receive this award. We want to first thank our lovely mentors, Linda Sell and Crystal Wickham. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Without them, we would not have become the impactful leaders that we are today. And we also want to thank all of our family and friends here in the audience for believing in all the work that we do. And I'd just like to end that we really believe in our work because we think youth are the key to bringing about this climate change action that we need to see. So thank you so much.
Good job. Maybe we'll stand for a photo. See if there are any others. Very good. Congratulations. Now I'm pleased to call up my esteemed colleague and former mayor, Tony Spitaleri. And Tony will be presenting the Business Person of the Year award.
Good morning. Just real quick, an interesting thought. You get up in the morning, at least as a man, and I decide, should I wear a tie today or not wear a tie today? I didn't get the memo about wearing a tie today. So I figured I won't wear a tie. This happened to me one time before when I opened Hewlett Packard's new building, and I was invited there, and I think Connie Vaselis was with me, wherever Connie is. Yeah. And I showed up with suit and tie and everything. The CEO and everyone in the place was in flip-flops and shorts. So I don't get it right. So excuse me. But anyway, it's great to be here. And one thing I didn't need years ago, but need now. Just a quick story before I mention this. I had the honor as mayor to do the ribbon cutting for this business when it first opened up. And I'm really delighted the fact that I'm here by chance to give the Outstanding Business of the Year award to the same people. I remember when they came and opened up, there was a family event. The husband, the wife, the father, they worked very hard and diligently to make that business be successful and be part of our community. So I'm really pleased for me to present this award to them. Okay. The person who's going to get this is Arnold Chung. I hope I said that right. Where are you? Don't rush. Is that your family back there? Why don't you have more come up here? Come on, come up here. There was a whole family event. Come on. You ain't kidding. I think the last time you had one? We just had the one. Yeah. I remember we just had one. Now he's got 4. Chick-fil-A. It's very healthy. Arnold Chung owns a Chick-fil-A restaurant and has truly set an example for business owners who want to give back to the community. Through his restaurant, Arnold has stepped up to provide meals, coupons, and support to the community, but especially to local schools. For instance, he has provided meal coupons for Fremont High School students, scholarship athletes, and dinners on 2 occasions to parent volunteers. He's also provided a complimentary meal coupons for school safe and sane grad night. Another example of his support was in his donation to Starkmeyer Elementary School for its Spirit Day fundraiser, as well as providing certificates and gift cards to readathon winners. Okay, I think that was, oh, here we go. Supporting wait a minute. Am I getting this right? Okay. Supporting it. If you've known me over the years when I was on the council, anyway. Supporting education is very important to Arnold, who through his business and awards, more than $42,000 in scholarships to 17 of his employees over the last 2 years. That's outstanding. Arnold also hires students who live in the area. Highly local help provides young people in our community with work and experience, independence, and income. The business also offers programs that help employees learn how to interview for jobs, and become capable leaders. Arnold generally extends this beyond the school. He and his business have also partnered with the American Red Cross and Courtyard Marriott to feed Bay Area residents displaced by wildfires and who are being sheltered in Sunnyvale. For his restaurant commitment to the community, for providing viable jobs, and for youth, and for his generosity in supporting schools, teachers, parents, students, and others in the community, I'm pleased to present Arnold Chung and his family with the award of Business Person of the Year.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have much of a speech here today, but just wanted to express my appreciation for the city of Sunnyvale. We've been in business there for going on 9 years, and so it's been a pleasure. It's exciting to hear about all of the developments in the city. So, the way that we think about it is that hopefully it's just a greater opportunity for us to serve the community and to give back. And so we're really excited to hear about that. I just want to give a shout out and thank you to folks that nominated us. And it's Lenora Huchert, Gina Chang. We also had a lot of support from the King's Academy with Scott Meadows. And so just wanted to say thank you to those that nominated us. And also for the city, just over the last few years during the pandemic, just wanted to express my appreciation for support of our business to help us carry through those times. My general manager generously said to me to go up and offer for anyone who is here in attendance, if you swing by the restaurant and mention that you're here at the event, you'll be awarded a free chicken sandwich. So that's on him to notify the leadership and everyone at the restaurant. But please swing by today and mention that you're here, and we'll graciously provide you with a free sandwich. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, it's a pleasure for me to bring up our next presenter, Councilmember Russ Melton, the Distinguished Resident of the Year.
Wow. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You may have seen in the past couple of minutes, I was just enjoying the sun out there. It's a beautiful day here in Sunnyvale. Blue skies, great weather, fantastic event. And Arnold, thank you so much for your generous offer at Chick-fil-A on El Camino Real right across from City Hall. Hope to see a lot of people there this afternoon. My name, again, is Russ Melton, and our next award is for Distinguished Resident of the Year, which is being presented to Marlene Samsak. Will you please join me up on stage? Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to these words about our Distinguished Resident of the Year. When refugees flee their home, they often do so with very little on hand to restart their lives. To help address the need for household items, Marlene started the Refugee Resettlement Village on social media. The Resettlement Village is a way for people to donate new and slightly used items to the refugee families that Jewish Family Services is helping to resettle. Now, thanks to Marlene, when a refugee family is set to move into permanent housing, they can do so with furniture, linens, cookware, and other items that they need to feel at home. Her dedication to the newcomers in our community shows in the work she puts in to get these items to the families. She manages client moves into new housing and works with the families to see what they need. She picks up and delivers the donations herself. She also manages the storage units where donations are stored before being allocated to a family. So far, more than 500 people are signed up to help provide the donations that families need, and Marlene's work has helped more than 100 new families settle into their new community. Ladies and gentlemen, for helping people who have had to flee their homes achieve a feeling of home in a new place, and for making people feel welcomed and cared for in our community, I am pleased to present Marlene Samsak with the award for Distinguished Resident of the Year.
Thank you so much for this award. It really goes to the 600 plus members of the Refugee Resettlement Village, which I started on next door. I want to thank my main man, Steve Sullivan, who helps me schlep furniture and go to the U-Haul where we're their best customers. Cindy Elledge, who is our housewares maven, and also Sharon Vicini, who is a linen lady, and she arranges to give new linens and towels for every refugee. So thank you to the city, and thank you for having such generous residents. The amount of things that you have donated and supplied is just really heartwarming, and I thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to reintroduce Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein, who will present the Mayor's Award of Excellence. Larry, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. I just want to thank several other people that also provided awards for all of our winners today. So thank you, Assembly Member Evan Lowe in the back. So he also we had other people, other of our electeds are actually providing awards to our winners today. Supervisor Otto Lee, thank you. And of course, Assemblymember Berman also provided awards, so give him a round of applause. You know, it wasn't the plaque in the glass, but I just want to thank you all for basically honoring our residents for their hard work. So thank you. I now have the pleasure to present the 2020 Mayor's Awards of Excellence. You know, each year, the Mayor's Award of Excellence recognizes an individual, a group, or both that have shown a history of excellence in our city. This is the only award whose recipient is solely determined by the city mayor. So it has been another extraordinary year. Therefore, I thought it only fitting to again recognize both an individual and a group that have made a difference in our community. So, missing a page here. This year's Mayor's Award of Excellence for individual effort is being presented to Ari Feinsmith. Ari Feinsmith. You know, Ari is relatively young, at least a lot younger than the mayor, but he's already made an impressive impact on Sunnyvale and Santa Clara County. While being raised here, he grew to become an avid cyclist. After getting involved locally during Sunnyvale's active transportation plan, he became an advocate for the future of Sunnyvale's bikeability. During the pandemic, many people were trying to get to their closest market, and Ari noticed that along the corridor, the Tasman Drive corridor, it lacked viable sidewalks and bike lanes, and people in northern Sunnyvale were walking in the street in order to get supplies. He took on the challenge and became a strong advocate for closing a vehicular lane of Tasman, making it safer for all the residents in the area. Council listened and did a temporary closure of that lane for safety of pedestrians and cyclists alike. And earlier this year, Ari successfully led advocacy to have the city require construction of more than 2,000 additional long-term bike parking spaces in the residential buildings as part of the El Camino Real specific plan. But his effort hasn't just been around advocacy. 2 years ago, Ari joined the Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition, and Ari took over leadership of SVBC's Sunnyvale team. He rebranded it as Bike Sunnyvale and grew its ranks from 50 people to almost 200 people that there are today. He organized a dozen free bike repair events in Sunnyvale, where over 430 cyclists have had their bicycles repaired. That's more than 400 residents that can feel safer about getting on their bicycles and traveling through our city and beyond. He organized multiple infrastructure rides to get residents from Sunnyvale and our surrounding communities on their bikes, and including a few council members, to experience our streets on two wheels and discuss what is working and what we should do to help envision a better future. Ari has been a force of nature, educating residents on bike safety and working to make Sunnyvale a better place. He helped lead advocacy to improve street design for cyclists and implement bicycle-friendly city policies leading to better transportation, a better environment, and a healthier community. Because of his activism and commitment to alternate transportation, earlier this year, he was named Bike Champion of the Year for Santa Clara County, the youngest recipient ever to receive that award. It has been great to see him grow as an active and respected voice in Sunnyvale, and I look forward to seeing all the fantastic things he's going to do in the future. For his dedication to making cycling safer in our city, and for getting more people out riding and enjoying our beautiful weather, I am pleased to present Ari Feinsmith with the Mayor's Award of Excellence for 2022.
Thank you so much for this award, Larry. It means the world to me. This past 2 years of advocacy, maybe a little more actually, has been like a huge growth opportunity for me. And it's so fulfilling to make Sunnyvale safer for walking and biking. I've learned so much about bicycle advocacy and about myself over this time. I want to thank everyone who helped me get to this point. I want to give a shout out to Tim Wee for getting me involved with SVBC back in like 2019 or 2020. Leah Melman for letting me borrow her canopies at the last minute for free bike repair events. Susan and Daniel Bremen, among others, for helping me plan the free bike repair events. I also want to give a huge thank you to some really guiding figures, including Richard Mellinger, Dave Simons, Daniel Howard, and many of the council members today here. I also want to give a shout out to everyone in Bike Sunnyvale and the Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition, especially Charlene Liu, Nick Brosnahan, Ellery Liu, Enno, Lisa Jicka, Hans Bernhardt, John Cordes, and Diana Crumity. And I want to thank our amazing city council members. It's been like such an honor to get to know you guys. You're like some of the smartest people I know. You're just amazing. And finally, I want to thank my parents for supporting me, proofreading my emails. You guys are great. This experience has overall made me a better person, and it's inspired me to pursue a career in transportation to make our streets safer professionally. I'm majoring in civil engineering, and I'm concentrating in transportation at UC Davis. And I look forward to what the future brings. Thank you again for this award. It means so much to me.
Thank you, Ari, and I expect big things from you in the future. Next, it is my pleasure to announce the 2022 Mayor's Award of Excellence for group effort, and that goes to the Magical Bridge Foundation. Come on. With us today is its founder, Alenka Villarreal, as well as several other members to receive this award. You know, almost exactly 6 years ago today, on my very first night on City Council on September 13th, 2016, Sunnyvale Girl Scout Esther Lucas came to council with an impassioned plea to add an all-ages, all-inclusive playground in our city. Esther couldn't be here today. She's away at college, but please give her a round of applause for all of her work. Esther had visited the Palo Alto's Magical Bridge and saw how a playground could be reimagined and be made more inclusive for everyone. And I'm proud to say, council listened to her. Soon afterwards, we approved a partnership with the Magical Bridge Foundation, and it's been a fantastic partnership. Esther and the Magical Bridge team are great examples of what can happen when engaged community members partner with their local governments. In short, real magic happens. Magical Bridge's story is one of community perseverance and the power of local government. Their journey began 15 years ago when Alenka approached the city of Palo Alto and Supervisor Joe Simidian about her hometown needing a new kind of playground, one that would remove physical barriers of the typical playgrounds and bridge the gap between those with and those without disabilities. Alenka, then 9-year-old daughter, Emma, now a college graduate, came up with the Magical Bridge as the perfect name for such a place. While Palo Alto's playgrounds were compliant with accessibility laws, none were right for Alenka's own family. And it soon became apparent that also for thousands of others too. Typical playgrounds did not consider the needs of those with autism, those with sensory needs, our aging population, and many more who would benefit from a thoughtful redesign of their playgrounds. Alenka and her team collaborated on a unique design, privately raised over $4 million, and opened Palo Alto's Magical Bridge Playground in 2015. The overwhelming interest in more and more like it led to the launch of the foundation in 2016, and to this day, Palo Alto's playground still receives over 25,000 visitors every month. And it was magic once again as Sunnyvale partnered with the Magical Bridge Foundation for creating an all-access, all-abilities playground as part of our renovation for Fair Oaks Park. The foundation worked with us on the design and many playground features. They then started fundraising, raising over $1.6 million from the community, and also helped advocate with the county, resulting in an additional $1.8 million. Thanks to the Santa Clara County Supervisors, past and present, that helped make this inclusive playground a possibility. And finally, in April of this year, we had the grand opening with a wonderful welcoming of residents to the Sunnyvale Magical Bridge Playground in Fair Oaks Park. And I'm happy to say I am overjoyed to see how busy that playground is every time I go by. Thanks to Magical Bridge for their expertise in fundraising, and thanks for the fantastical donors and supporters that made this possible. I'm proud to be the mayor of the city of Sunnyvale, where we are committed to promote inclusion in both of our spaces and our programs, and making it a truly magical city for all. Former Mayor Glenn Hendricks proclaimed that all playgrounds should be built to be with the inclusive standards of a Magical Bridge playground. And I join him in the hope that Fair Oaks is the first of many such spaces that are designed to reflect and to celebrate the diverse, wonderful, and magical community that we are. For their partnership and their vision, and of course, their magic, I am pleased to present the Magical Bridge Foundation with the 2022 Mayor's Award of Excellence. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And the mayor was so gracious in expressing our gratitude to each and every one of the Sunnyvale families and the wonderful leadership team here. Of course, this would not have happened if it were not for this truly magical city, starting with the city manager, the then Mayor Hendricks, now Mayor Klein, the city council members, and everybody that has been touching this project. And we, in turn, are so grateful to receive this honor, and in turn would like to honor the city of Sunnyvale and Mayor Larry Klein, as a most magical city that values everybody, celebrates kindness, and meets the play needs of all. Most magical city, and we are so proud to be part of it. Have a magical rest of your afternoon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right.
Olenka, they want you to go this way. They're doing photos on the other side. Oh, okay. Sorry. So congratulations again to all of our Community Award recipients. And how about a final round of applause for all of them? You know, one of the Sunnyvale traditions we are most proud of is a strong tradition of community service. And serving on a board or commission is a wonderful way to get involved. We have 10 boards and commissions covering a variety of topics, including art, transportation, planning, and of course, housing. The next part of our program recognizes the dedicated residents who have completed their service on a board and commission and those appointed to a second term. Your time, your dedication, and your insight have been incredibly beneficial to the City Council in Sunnyvale, and we appreciate you all greatly. Each council member will be coming up on stage to announce the names for the respected boards and commissions. We ask that you please stand when your name is called and remain standing until all names in your group have been read. For the audience, please hold your applause until the last name is read for each group. I'm now very pleased to welcome Councilmember Larson back to the stage to begin our recognition for our boards and commission members.
Thank you, Mayor Klein. So I am pleased to announce our outgoing arts commissioners. We have two. If you could please stand as I read your name. Sue Cerrone and Susanna Vaughn. Congratulations. And now I'd like to invite current council member and former Mayor Tony Spitaleri. Oh, thank you.
Who am I reading? The next one? Okay. Okay, Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission. I'd like to recognize Alex Bonin, Lisa Melanihan, and Myra Packard, excuse me if I don't pronounce it right, Packardura. They're here? Okay. Vice Mayor Lisa Cineros.
Excellent. So, hi again. I am here to honor those coming out of the Housing and Human Services Commission. Jim Davis, Linda Sell, and Emily White. And it's also my pleasure to honor those who've served on the Parks and Recreation Commission. Donna Mason. Additionally, I would like to celebrate our public servant from the Personnel Board, DePauli Lugani. Thank you all. Thank you for your service and for you all to be here to celebrate them with us. Next, I would like to invite Councilmember, former Vice Mayor, Glenn Hendricks.
It's my pleasure to talk about two of our different boards and commissions. The first is our Planning Commission, and we have three names to recognize, which is Sue Harrison, Ken Reum, and David Simon. So let's give them a big round of applause. Next is our Sustainability Commission that I think you heard from the mayor's speech, does so much work around the city. Douglas Kuntz and Shauna Paget. And next I'd like to bring up Russ Melton.
I know, I gotcha. Hey, it's Russ again. I'm happy to be here to acknowledge and say thank you to all the incredible work from our Heritage Preservation Commission. 3 commissioners, Shanna Gaudenti, Jillian Kaduri, and David Wu. If any of those 3 individuals are here, please stand up and let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. And for the second time, I'm here to welcome back to the stage Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein.
Thank you. And I have 2 last commissions. The Board of Building Code Appeals. Sudashina Pabi. Please give him a round of applause. And the Board of Library Trustees, Kathy Bowler. Thank you. Before I finish, and so I just want to thank you again for our boards and commission members, to all our residents who volunteer in our community. If you want to get more involved, our boards and commissions are a great way to do it. So please give them one final round of applause. And so let me go ahead and conclude today's program. I'd like to invite, our board and commission members to pick up their thank you gifts at the table along the red carpet on the way out. There will be food available until about 11:30, but please feel free to stay. Enjoy the food, enjoy the camaraderie, visit with one another. This is one of the great things about being back in person right now. After 2 very difficult years, I think people really appreciate it. So thank you for once again coming and enjoying your day with us, and have a fantastic weekend. See you next year.